In today's interconnected world, traditional networking approaches face challenges in terms of scalability, flexibility, and management. This is where overlay networks and network virtualization come into play. Overlay networks provide a powerful solution for creating virtual network overlays that can span across physical network infrastructure, enabling efficient resource utilization and dynamic network provisioning. Have you ever wondered how you can create a network in a cloud environment with a click of a button? In this video, we'll use Open vSwitch, that is an open source virtual switch, and VXLAN technology to interconnect two VMs running on separate servers by creating an overlay network on top of an already existing network. Understanding the concept of overlay networks is crucial in our journey towards cloud and Kubernetes. My name is Philip. Let's get started. Let's imagine we have a physical network and two nodes connected to that network, node 1 and node 2. For simplicity, they are part of the same network, but they could be in separate networks as long as they have IP connectivity. Each node is running a hypervisor that hosts a single VM. VM1 is on node 1 and VM2 is on node 2. We'd like the VMs to communicate with each other, but we don't want to use the underlying physical network that our hypervisors are using. To address that, we create a bridge on node 1 and a bridge on node 2. We'll connect one of the VM's interfaces to bridge on node 1 and one of VM2 interfaces to the bridge on node 2. Next, we'll create a VXLAN tunnel that interconnects two bridges. This technology is called an overlay network. It can span across multiple servers and multiple networks, allowing multiple tenants to share the same network infrastructure with complete isolation. Let me show you how to set it up in practice. First, let's go to node 1 and create a new bridge with obvious vsctl command. This command is used to configure the Open vSwitch database. It will create a new BR0 interface. Next, let's bring the bridge interface up with IP-link up command. To check if the bridge is in place, let's issue obvious vsctl show command. Okay, all looks good. Let's repeat the same steps on node 2. We have bridges set up on both node 1 and node 2. Now let's add TAN0 interface to the bridge with obvious vsctl add port command. Any interface added to the bridge will have connectivity on layer 2. Let's also configure TAN0 to be of VXLAN type. VXLAN is a technology that allows creation of virtual networks on top of physical networks. It encapsulates Ethernet frames within UDP packets. The encapsulation adds a VXLAN header with VNI that stands for Virtual Network Identifier. This allows it to have up to 16 million distinct networks. Let's add the remote IP of node 2 as the VXLAN endpoint and list the ports of our bridge with list ports command. Okay, the TAN0 interface is part of our bridge. Now, I'm adding TAN0 interface to node 2 bridge and setting its type to VXLAN, pointing to node 1. Let's check if TAN0 has been added to the bridge. Okay, so far so good. Just to sum up, we have two bridges, one bridge on node 1 and another on node 2. TAN0 interface is added to the bridge on node 1 and the respective TAN0 interface is added to the bridge on node 2. TAN0 interface are pointing to each other and encapsulating Ethernet frames, basically interconnecting those two bridges together. Please mind that bridges are on separate servers. It's like having two physical switches interconnected with a single wire. In our case, the switches are virtual and the wire is a VXLAN tunnel that can send layer 2 traffic over layer 3 network. To demonstrate the overlay network in action, I will create a new VM and attach its interface to the bridge. In order to do that, let's first create VM's disk in copy and write format. Backing file specifies our base image. We'll use the Ubuntu cloud image. The disk name will be VM1, and let's set the size to 5 GB. Please mind that with copy on write technology, our image will record only differences to the base image, specified by the backing file. Original image will never be modified. Let's check if our VM1 disk is there. I'm repeating the same steps on Node 2 to have a disk for VM2 ready. We'll use the same base image and name the VM VM2. Let's check if the disk has been created. Okay, all looks good. Apart from having a disk with an operating system, we'll also need to pass user data and metadata files so that Cloud Init service can configure our VM. Cloud Init is a widely used initialization system that runs during the initial boot of a virtual machine. Let's create an ISO file named VM1 ISO and put user data and metadata files in there. I will show you what is in the user data file. We want the Cloud Init to add our SSH key to the Ubuntu user, allow us to sudo without a password, add Ubuntu user to allowed users in SSHD config, and restart SSH service. Pretty basic. Metadata file has only the VM name. Let me create the ISO file for VM2 on Node 2. Okay, done. Now we have both main disk and configuration disk for both VM1 and VM2. We are ready to spin up VMs. I'm creating the VM with virt install. Let's give the VM a name, set 1 gig of RAM and 1 CPU. The operating system will be Ubuntu. The first disk will be our copy of the Ubuntu image. Second disk will be our ISO with configuration. Import indicates we want to run the OS and not install it. Next, let's attach one network interface to the default network so we can log into the VM, and second network interface to BR0 bridge. We also don't want to automatically connect to the VM, hence no autoconsole parameter. Okay, our VM1 should be running now. Let's go to Node 2 and create VM2 there. The only difference in the startup command is the name of the VM and disks. Now let's go back to Node 1 and check if our VM1 interface has been added to the bridge. Okay, it's there. Basically, we have VNet 3 connected to the VM and TAN0 connected to the bridge on the Node 2 server. Now let's check the IP address that has been assigned to a VM1 network interface. Let me try connecting to the VM1 with SSH. We are in. There are two network interfaces, ENP1S0 that is connected to our default network and ENP2S0 that is connected to our bridge. Let's assign 10.0.0.1 address to our ENP2 interface and bring it up. I'm double checking if the interface is running. All looks good. Now let's switch to Node 2 and check if VM2 interface has been added to the bridge. Let's check the VM2 IP address and try connecting to it via SSH. Okay, we see two network interfaces. Let's assign 10.0.0.2 IP to ENP interface and bring it up. Okay, interface is running. Now the final test. I'm doing a ping from VM1 running on Node 1 to VM2 running on Node 2. We have connectivity between two VMs running on separate nodes. This kind of network virtualization ensures traffic isolation, scaling, and allows multiple tenants to share underlying hardware infrastructure. Overlay networks are the base for the cloud and Kubernetes. Let me go back to Node 1 and list its network interfaces. Let's check which interface is attached to our VM and dump the traffic on that interface. We can see ICMP packets. Now, let's dump the traffic on ETH interface that interconnects our nodes. I will limit it to UDP as VXLAN encapsulation is using UDP. We can see VXLAN packages with network identifier set to 0. We could set another overlay network with different VNI that would be separate from this virtual network. Let's go to node 1 and update the packages list and install iperf tool. Let's go to node 2 and perform the same operation. Now, let's start iperf as a server, go back to node 1 and run the iperf test. Let me show you Open vSwitch data path statistics with OVS dpctl show command. We can see traffic counters increasing on port 3. We can also dump flows. Open vSwitch implements OpenFlow protocol, allowing network administrators to define and control flow tables, network flows, and forwarding behavior in virtual network environments. It enables the separation of control plane and data plane, allowing centralized management and control of network traffic. But this is a topic for another video.